Hello and welcome to Thought for September the 23rd. Our readings are 1 Chronicles chapter 6, Ezekiel chapter 19 and Luke chapter 16. And our thought is, but God knows your hearts. Today in Luke chapter 16 we have what are probably the two parables of Jesus that are the most challenging to understand. They were not given to believers, but to unbelievers. We note their reaction. The Pharisees, who heard all these things, ridiculed him, and he said to them, "You are those who justify yourselves before men, but God knows your hearts. For what is exalted among men is an abomination in the sight of God." Verses 14 and 15. We cannot stress enough the point of Jesus that God knows your hearts. But we note what Paul told the believers at Corinth in his first letter in chapter 4. Do not pronounce judgment before the time, before the Lord comes, who will bring to light the things now hidden in darkness and will disclose the purposes of the heart. Then each one will receive his commendation from God. Chapter 4, verse 5. How much to the point are the words Peter wrote? He said, before the Lord comes, although genuine believers will, if necessary, you will be grieved by various trials, this will be so that the tested genuineness of your faith, more precious than gold that perishes, may be found to result in praise and glory and honour at the revelation of Jesus Christ. Because God knows your hearts, this will happen. How wonderful, how awesome. Returning to Luke chapter 16, the first 13 verses contain a parable Jesus gives about a dishonest manager. This is a way of describing those who take the broad way instead of God's way. Jesus makes the profound but simple point, no servant can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. Those who try to are blind to the fact that God knows your hearts. The huge challenge for us in these days is well described by Paul in the 15th chapter of the first letter to the Corinthians. Paul asked, "Why are we in danger every hour?" and warns the believers, "Do not be deceived. Bad company ruins good morals." Let us be fully awake to the extensive dangers around us today, being awake because we fully realize that God knows your hearts. Well, thank you once again for joining us for Thought for the Day, where together we can open up the pages of God's Word, remembering that that Word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path.